time, the message was काया अंदर पाप पुन दोए भाई, दो ही मिलके सृष्ट उपाय, दोवे मार जाए एकत घर, आवे गुरमत सहज समावणे. Kaya means the container, the body. Andar means inside. Paap means the negative. Pun means the positive. Doe means both. Bhaa-ay means oh my brother. So the message was, in every human container or in every human body and mind format, both positive and negative coexist right from the day of the birth. As the child grows up, it starts becoming aware of positive and negative, and then the parents, the society, the universities and the colleges, they start explaining to the child what is called positive and what is called negative. Because those feelings are coming from inside. They are not coming from outside. They are there from the beginning. When a sibling takes something away from the other sibling, the sibling gets angry. He wants to fight back. If he or she is not capable, start crying. If you were to ask that child, why are you angry? And all the child can say, he took my toy. He is not yet aware that the taking the toy was only a triggering mechanism for the anger that he is already born with. And we carry the behavior all through the adult life. Isn't it what we do that? Right? We start playing the victim, right? Between husband and wife. You said that, that's why I am angry. You did that because that's why I am angry. Isn't it? Stop doing this behavior, then I won't be angry. We do not wake up to the fact that the anger is inside me. If there was no anger, then no matter how many disturbances are thrown into your mind cannot get angry because the anger is no more there. Right? I have shared with all of you this metaphor many times. It deserves repeating here, that when a young man asked a saint, I meditate every day the way you told me, but something happens every day. The moment I get out of my room, my wife gives me a look or makes a statement, it makes me angry. Would you please go and talk to my wife? And the saint played along and said, yeah, I know. This is a common habit of the womankind. I am also a victim of that. Actually, that's why I became a saint. Otherwise, I would be like you. I just could not put up with that kind of criticism. I said, to hell be with it all. Let's go to your home. So he took a bucket and a rope with him, and on the way there was a well, and he told the disciple, just wait, let me get some water from here. So he threw the bucket, there was a lot of noise, and he pulled the bucket out, looked inside the bucket, and there was no water. He put the rope and the bucket on the ground, took off his shoe, and one slap to the rope and one slap to the bucket. Why haven't you brought the water? Why haven't you brought the water? Why haven't you brought the water? And the boy is going nuts. What is he doing? He's beating a bucket. Then he suddenly looks inside the well and finds the well is dry. There is no water. He immediately turns to the saying, stop, 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 stop. Why? I wanted them to bring the water, they haven't brought the water. They are guilty. No, but look inside the well. There is no water there. Why are you beating the rope or the bucket? And the saint said, what are you doing? I'm just doing the same. What do you mean? Your wife might be a bucket. Your wife might be a rope. You just said, no matter how many times you throw the bucket with the rope inside the well, if well is dry, there can be no water. You yourself said that. So if there was no anger inside you, no matter how many times the wife makes a face or makes a remark, because there is no anger inside you, you won't get angry. Just as you are beating the rope and the bucket, I am beating the rope and the bucket. So stop beating the rope and the bucket. Look inside you. The anger is not coming from outside. And nobody is the cause of your anger. You are the cause of your anger because anger is inside you. But instead, you are playing the victim and telling others, you are the cause of my anger. No, you were born with it. You were born with the compassion, which is positive, and you were born with the anger, which is negative. Now the challenge is how to see your anger before it manifests, before you react to it. If you can catch and say, oops, my anger is coming up. If you can watch that energy as it starts rising inside you, you will be able to overcome it. Otherwise, there is no way. So the message last time was, Kaya andar paap pun doye bhaa-ay. These two things are within every human body. They remain. It is the responsibility of the human body to see which one it wants to keep and which one it wants to let go. And nobody can twist your arm. Nobody is going to beat you up. It's your job. It's your choice. This is where the free will comes to the play. Somebody went to a house to steal something. He was a thief. He wanted to steal something. He opened the window. As he climbed through the window fell. He broke his ankle. He couldn't steal anything. He went back home. Next morning, he filed a lawsuit against the householder, saying that he did not build his window properly. That's why he broke his ankle. The judge called the homeowner. Why didn't you build the window properly? He said, it's not my fault, it is the carpenter's fault. I paid him. The carpenter was called. You did a shoddy work on the window. You are the guilty one. He said, no sir, I am not the guilty one. What happened? So when I was cutting the joints properly, suddenly a beautiful woman with a 7-colored scarf on her head walked by and I was distracted. Actually, it is the fault of that woman. That woman was called. Did you wear the 7-colored scarf on that day? She said, yes, I am wearing it right now, sir. Then you distracted the carpenter. She lifted the scarf and said, look at me. Do you think somebody would want to look at me second time? It isn't my fault. I am so ugly, nobody looks at me. Actually, that's why I was wearing the 7-colored scarf. It is the fault of the person who made this 7-colored scarf, not mine. That person was called and he is limping. He comes in the court limping and said, you made this 7-colored scarf? He said, yes, Your Honor. My wife told me that nobody looks at her. Make me a scarf. Who's your wife? He told the lady, pick up the scarf. He said, she is my wife. And who are you? I am the one who filed the lawsuit. You see, when you do this, it eventually comes back to you. The moral of the story is, more you do this, more it comes back to you. Anger, greed, lust, desires, attachments, everything is inside you. Along with love, contentment, compassion, everything is inside you. And doing this only stops your growth, your evolution. Your spirit stops right there. It says, okay, you are going to keep on blaming the other, then you are not working for me, you are working for the outside world. Stay there. And you might ask a question, if they are so bad, why doesn't God take it away? The answer to that question was given last week. Dohi milke srisht upai. The drama of life cannot move unless there are positive and negative, unless there is a hero and a villain, unless there is a dark and a light. You cannot know the light unless you know the dark. You cannot know one without the other. It's impossible. You cannot know the height unless there is a sense of something lower also. The drama requires both. So to say, why doesn't God take it away? You are saying God take the whole life away. Because if you take one, the other disappears automatically. You don't believe? Go outside and try to fill the hole in the ground. And you will find where there is a hole, something is high and something is low. And you are not touching something that is high, you are only filling where the hole is. And then you will suddenly notice that as the hole is getting filled, the difference between the low and the high is also disappearing. By the time the hole is filled, the height is gone. You didn't do anything to the height. All you did was fill up the valley. When you fill up the valley with the new dirt, the hill that was visible as a comparison to there, that also disappeared. You go to the ocean, you cannot see a wave that has the height but no low. Wave means some high, some low, some high, some low. One cannot be known without the other. One cannot exist without the other. That's why the drama of life is like this. But you do have a choice. What is your free will? Do you want to keep on running between the hill and the valley? Or do you want to stay at one point? Equipoise, sahaj, where the mind doesn't just go up and down, right and wrong, plus and minus. Always wavering, always changing. And this week, everybody experienced the result of that. Single problem in Romney's whole drama of election. Wavering, not staying at one. If this front of this crowd say this, in front of this crowd say this. When you are running primary, say that. When you are running the national level, say that. And the people saw through it. Is it which one of the Romney are we going to see today? Because is he on the hill or is he in the valley? Nobody likes the wavering mind. No, you ask the children, they will catch you. Dad, last week you are telling me do this. This week you are telling me do that. Which one do you want me to do? Be stable. Make up your mind. Life gives you both. And say, make up your mind. Make a choice. When you make a choice, then what happens? Dove maar jaye ek adhikare aave. Your destiny, a human's ultimate destiny is where it has transcended the positive and the negative. Because where you want to experience, there is no positive and negative there. The Creator does not have either the positive or the negative. It is our ignorance that we attach these values to the Creator. We define the Creator as if there are some characteristics. We will say He is forgiving, then we will say He is punishing. Make up your mind. Which one is He? Well, sometimes He is punishing and sometimes He is rewarding. Then He cannot be a God. Then He is an ordinary human. Because God does not waver. God does not change. Why? Because He is omni-knowing. He is omnipresent. He is omniscient. He doesn't need to change His mind every moment. But our scriptures actually tell us God has the right to change His mind. It's mind-boggling. When I read that only few days ago this was the message from Allah, and now the message from Allah is this, and the message came back, can't He not change His mind and give you a better choice than He gave you first time? If I was present there, I would have said absolutely no. Because if He is all-knowing, He doesn't need to change His mind. He only says it once and it's done. But the scripture document it. How can we get out of these kind of traps? Unless we look inside ourselves and What are the thieves sitting in me? There is one thief sitting in me who wants to take the convenient route every time. So I shake my head and say, yes, you are right. God can change his mind because I change the mind all the time. So we never know how to come to a level where there is no wavering. There are no ups and downs. Quite like an ocean, not a single ripple. If you get there, that means you have transcended the positive and the negative both. Doe maar jaye ikat ghare aave. Transcend the both, then you are reaching the unity. Ikat, one. Because when you reach one, there is neither two nor minus one. There is just one. Ikat ghar jaave. You go to that one. And if you get to that stage, what is that stage? Gurmat sahaj samavane. That is the true equipoise. That is the true balance of life. Same thought is carried forward this week, which says Ghar maahi. Ghar means the body. Remember, it is inside you. Do not look outside. Don't waste your time and energy looking outside. If you want to see what's driving you, then look inside. Don't ask anybody, because that might confuse you. As many people, as many opinions. Don't go to anybody. Just sit quietly. Close your eyes. Turn inward. Watch what are the thoughts coming and going. Coming and going. Where are those thoughts? Where is that random thought generator sitting inside you? Where is it? Look for it. Where did this memory come from? You sit down and suddenly you wonder, is it snowing in New York? You have never seen New York. Why are you thinking about New York? But the random thought generator will come. Oh, I heard there is another storm coming there. Wonder how many people have lost their lights. Are you going to give them the lights? Why are you thinking about that? Where is this thought coming from? Watch that thought generator. Stay on that thought. Don't get angry, don't get mad, don't reject it, don't accept it. Just say, tell me, why are you here? I know it's my thought. I own that. It's my thought generator. But tell me, why are you here? What do you want me to do with this? When you start examining like this within yourself, the thought will run away and say, I just came to visit you, that's it, I have no purpose. Okay, you don't like me, I go. And while they go, they bring another one. Like a cloud, it will pull in another thought. I wonder what is George doing today? He's at work. What else he could be doing? He's working. Where have you come from? Why? That thought will disappear. You just stop worrying about them, getting angry about them, exasperated with it. Just quietly say, yes, you are my thought. Tell me why you are here. It won't answer back, it will just go away. Because you are just seeing the trick. You have called the bluff of that thought generator. Slowly, 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 thought generator will stop creating random thoughts. And the mind will start stopping, slowing down, going into the sad. The gap between the thoughts will start increasing. slowly, you will become the master of the thought rather than the thought becoming a master of you. Because if the thought is master of you, as soon as this thought comes, what is happening in New York, you will think of your friend in New York, pick up the phone and dial and say, what's happening in New York? That means now you have owned the thought, acted on the thought, not let it go. But you actually gave it the more energy. Now it is encouraged. I am being welcomed. Don't welcome the thought. Don't reject the thought. Just be neutral. Just ask a simple question. Why are you here? That's it. I'm not angry. I'm not frustrated with you. I just want to know your purpose. And the random thought generator has no purpose other than to keep you busy in totally random, totally useless things. A random thought generator is the first thing a meditator controls. It doesn't matter what meditation technique you use. You can use Buddhism, Hinduism, Islam, Sikhism, Christianity, it matters not. Very first step on the spiritual path, control your thoughts. Learn to them. Nobody has taught you yet. Nobody has talked to you about it. But if you are going to be on a spiritual path, learn to control your thought. Then you would not say, you said that, that's why I'm angry. Because the anger will be within your control, not in somebody else's control. You control it. When you need to get angry, you will call the anger. The child is misbehaving. You act angry to the child. Mama is upset with you, with your behavior. Now you are directing that. Not spontaneous anger. Directed anger, controlled anger, managed anger. Which you say, if somebody asks you, if your husband walks in and say, why are you angry? I need to discipline the child today. I am fully responsible for this anger. Because I need to be a good mother. It is not uncontrolled. It has its reasons. Ghar maahi. All is inside you. Doojai bhaa-ay anayraa. If you are attached with the outside, then you cannot see anything inside. It will be all dark. Anayraa means the darkness. Unless you conscientiously decide to look inside and bring that light from within, it will be all dark inside. This thing has to be decided, chosen by design, not by default. So that you can say, it is my decision. It is my choice. I see this dialogue between husband and wife all the time. Why did you do this? Well, what can I say? He wants to do it, she wants to do it. Wait a minute. You are not taking responsibility for the decision at all? No, I am only doing it because she wants it. But what is your contribution? Did you not say yes? Yes, I did, but because she insisted. Keep on slipping. No, the decision was mutual. There was an agreement somewhere along the line because you thought her anger is more of a problem and my agreement is a lesser of a problem. Let me take the lesser of it. You take the path of least resistance. Because you know, if that anger settles in, then 30 years from now, that anger will be brought back. Remember that day? You did not agree with me. hear that, I might as well agree now. Then admit your contribution to it. Be responsible. Ghar maahi, everything is inside you. Doojai, bhaa-ay, anayraa, if you are outside, it's all darkness. How do I make it light? Well, I give you the formula. Chaanan hovai, there will be light inside you provided chhodai ha-umai. Conquer your ego. Transcend your ego. Because it is not the fight between two bodies. It is fight between two egos. And if you say, I don't have an ego, he does, then you are fooling yourself. Because if your ego has not stood in front of his ego, there will be no clash. Try throwing a blow in the air and see what happens. Who do you hurt? Somebody has to come in front of this. If there is no, where is the hurt? So if you are saying we are hurting in our relationship because he is egotistical, you are kidding yourself. The reality is you both are egotistical and you are both clashing with each other. And whenever there is a clash, when this hand come and hurt this hand, it's not just this hand hurts, this hand hurts too. These are universal laws. There is nothing I'm saying that you haven't seen, heard or read before it. But we keep forgetting. Fall back into the habitual pattern and repeat that pattern again and again and again and again. And why we repeat it? Well, someday he will change or she will change. But how will someday he or she will change? Behavior is the same. Keep on doing the same thing and expecting a different result sometimes. How naive, how childish. If the process remains the same, the result is going to remain the same. You have to change the process to expect a new outcome. If you're not changing that, you will keep on repeating. You probably have seen a gramophone record playing and they have grooves on the disc. If the groove is cut somewhere, the needle will go through the circle and come back to the same circle, and then it repeats the same word again and again and again. No matter what you do, it's not going to get out of that groove. You have to come and pick up that needle and put somewhere else. You have to change the environment. If you want to grow spiritually, you have to change the behavior. There is no other choice. Chaanan hovai, the light will come. Chhodai ha-umai, the ego. Bring it down. Surrender. How can I surrender? I am this. I am more rich. I am more educated. I am more pretty. On and on and on and on. I am. And if I ask any one of you, would you please define when you say I am, what is that? Any single one of you who wants to take a crack at it, when we say I am, what are we saying? Where is that I? Think about it. Where is that I? I am. When I say I am, what is it?
Discontent.
perception about yourself, who you think you are. And that's where the problem starts. Because you think I am this, but I don't agree with that perception. I said, no, you are not that. And I keep on insisting, I am. I'm a very honest man. No, you are not. I know you took money from somebody and never gave it back. My perception about your perception about yourself doesn't match. Hence the conflict between husband and wife and friends and children and this. Right? Today's child grown up in the Western society, I tell my child, I'm your father. He says, so what? I say, I raised you. So what? You did your responsibility. You want a thank you from me? Because what is my image of myself does not match my child's image about myself. Hence there is a conflict. There is no other I. Define it. Find it. Go ahead. Try it. Who's I? Well, I am Barbara. What if your name was Jenny? Would you be any different? Isn't that just a label on a little box called this female body? Isn't that just a label? Because if I change the label on you, would you be any different? Oh, hold it back. No. I didn't mean that. I am a woman. And you are a man. What if I surgically remove all the differences that make you look like a woman and me look like a man? Would you be any different then? That is also a label. Being a woman is just a concept. The woman doesn't exist. It's just an idea. Where is the ego? It is just an idea. It's a construct. These are artificial constructs for the purpose of making the social life, social interactions little easier. You have an image of yourself who you are. You keep on interacting that way. I have an image of myself who I am, and I keep on interacting that way. Neither you exist nor I exist. What does exist then? The total reality. I exist because this reality exists. And this reality exists because I exist. I cannot be known unless I know the reality. You don't believe it? Bring a backdrop, the white color, this color turban, put that drop in back of me, you can't even see me. Because I have no backdrop. Nothing to compare. I will hide, disappear. Somebody might say, he's sitting right there, where? I don't see him. Remove the backdrop, I suddenly appear from nowhere. The ego that we keep on holding, I am, becomes self-inflicted wound on the consciousness. Because this I will lead you all kind of troubles. And it doesn't even exist. We keep on providing the power to that I. We keep on reinforcing. We keep on repeating day after day after day. We are way off the reality. Chaanan hovai chhodai ha-umai mayraa. Free yourself from this concept of I. When you free yourself, what happens? Pargat sabad hai sukh-daata andar naam Dhi-aavani-aa. Pargat, it suddenly appears. Pargat means something that becomes visible. The backdrop goes away, which was causing this confusion. All you see is him. I am him, the reality is him, he is a him, everything around you is him, and you suddenly free yourself. What is enlightenment? What is Buddhahood? Enlighten, the light inside. Enlighten. The light inside comes up. Suddenly you see the reality and you start laughing and say, oh my God, such a simple thing. And I was spending the whole life thinking of I, you, he. How stupid, how childish to waste life about something that is not even a reality, that doesn't even exist. And I kept on insisting, I exist, recognize me, accept me. Isn't that? Accept me the way I am. I am willing to accept you. Tell me who you are. A new recruit went to a Zen master and said, Master, please help me. My mind is very troubled today. And he said, I'm sorry to hear that, son. Would you please introduce me to him so that I can quiet him? My mind. He said, just bring him here. I'll pat on his head. He will be pacified. And the student says, Master, but every time I try to find it, I don't find him. He said, because he's pacified. You just found the truth. You cannot find it because it isn't there. Being in trouble is your concept of yourself. Mind is in trouble is a false notion. Mind cannot be in trouble because it doesn't exist. Your idea of yourself is in trouble because it doesn't agree with somebody. Somebody is telling you, you are really not that. You pretend to be holy, but I know how unholy you are. And when those two ideas clash, I feel uneasy. But as soon as somebody says, you keep on saying you are not holy, but we know you are holy. So, what is the definition of holiness? You make somebody holy. You spoiled his illusion or her illusion with your agreement. He says, yes, I must be holy then. He says so, she says so. I must be holy. But if you say you are not, I know you better. It happens with me every day. I have heard it many times. Oh, you listen to him, we know when he used to drink so much. Yes, I used to drink. And a lot. Oh, how do you mean you are holy? No, I'm not. Are you at peace with this? Let's not clash. Let's not bump heads. If your perception of me is of unholy, I am at peace with it. And if your perception of me is holy, I am still at peace with it. I'm not going to argue. What's the idea? Because I don't exist. Holy or unholy doesn't exist. Because I don't exist. It is just an idea. It's just a perception. Somebody said, just take the stone and hit him. I said, what will happen? Well, let's see what happens. So somebody threw a stone, the blood came out, and he said, is this real or not? And the master said, yes, it is real. But you just said you don't exist. How do you bleed them? I said, I don't exist. I never said the body doesn't exist. You drove that conclusion that when I am saying I don't exist, you hit me in the forehead and you say, see, the blood exists, so you exist. So in the 60s, this was a slogan. I am because I think. Remember those? Those who were born around that time from, instead of saying I am because I think, they used to say I am because I think. No, you are not because you think. You are not thinking, he is thinking through you. Stop glorifying the body. It's just a container. It's just a box. Look at the gift that's inside it. Do not start admiring and overvaluing the container. Undervalue the container because the container is moving, because the content is driving it. If not, tell me, do you breathe? Or breathing happens to you? Do you tell your heart to beat? Or the heart beating is happening to you? Think. You will realize that there are some conscious movement which are about 1 to 2% of life. The rest is all unconscious, without your permission. Otherwise, look at the function of your body. Tell me, which function do you control? A single one. You don't. The entire system is on autopilot. Somebody else is driving it. When you get to this stage and internalize this, what happens? Pargat sabad hai sukh-daata. That word comes to life. It lightens your inside. And then andar naam Dhi-aavani-aa. Then you are in a stage where day and night you are in his memory, because that light is now inside you. Andar jotee pargat paasaaraa. When you are able to see inside, you will also notice something else, which is whatever you see outside, you can see inside. A physicist known as Planck calculated that if the human consciousness can perceive a Planck length, and the Planck length is 10 to the power minus 37. Mathematician can see how many zeros are in front of it, how large that number is. If you can become that small, then you can see your molecules, every cell and their atoms, and around the atom the electron and its nucleus, and you can see what the planets are doing. Every cell in your body is actually doing that. You can see that, you can observe that if your consciousness becomes that refined. It's a reality. Those who have seen it, pargat sabad hai sukh-daata anayraa-English. Then you are in that memory. And in that memory, antar pargat paasaaraa. The light is inside, and paasaaraa means all of the expansion. You see the expansion from within. You do not have to travel to Mars to experience the Mars. Just sit there and let your consciousness travel to Mars. Faster than the speed of light. Instantaneous. You say, I want to be on Mars. Consciousness is at the Mars. It is a very, very common yogic discipline. They can travel. You can sit here and say, what's happening in New York? The consciousness will go look at New York and come back and tell you. Totally possible. Within the realm of achievement for every single human present. Antar jot pargat paasaaraa, gur saakhee miti-aa andar. Now all the darkness is gone. Kamal bigaas, sadaa sukh paa-ay, jotee milaavani-aa. Kamal bigaas. Kamal means the flower. Bigaas means to expand, to open up. As the flower opens up, and there is an internal fragrance, your inner consciousness will expand. And you will feel the inner fragrance. And you will be looking outside and saying, what the heck I'm smelling? Where is this absolutely divine smell coming from? It's not from outside. It's your flower inside flowering. Now you are getting ready to the stage where jotee milaavani-aa, where the light is merging into another light. Andar mahal ratni bhare bhandara, gurmukh paa-ay naam apaara, gurmukh vanjee sadaa vapari laha naam sad paavni-aa. Is repeating and saying every kind of valuable experience is all from within you. And that experience is lifelong lasting, it is not temporary. What is the outside experience? One skin touches the other skin, it feels good, it is soft. You pick the touch, the feeling is gone. You take something, put on your tongue, you taste for a minute, it goes through the digestive system, the taste is gone. They are all temporary. They are all minuscule. They are impermanent. That's why the hankering stays. Oh, I touched a soft thing. I want to touch it again because it isn't with me. But if you once touch and it is touched from inside, it will always stay with you. No more need to hanker for it. Hankering is gone. That yearning is gone. Why? Because it is with you. It's inside you. Antar mahal ratni bhare bhandara, gurmukh paa-ay naam apaara. It is with the help of the Master that you get that naam, get that word, and then put it into your life as a regular practice. Gurmukh vanjee sadaa vapari. Vapari means the businessman. Now you are in the business of spirituality. All other business wants a profit. And the spirituality cares not about a profit or loss or anything else. It has only one end goal. I want to be with you. That's it. No other profit, no other kind of transactions, just one transaction. I want to be with you. Ape vath rakhe ape de. Gurmukh vanjee ke Nanak jis nadar kare so paaye kar kirpa mana vasaavani-aa. But they are rare. Very few. Gurmukh vanjee ke means very rare. This business is not for everybody. Because at the moment you talk of business, immediately the profit comes to mind. But this business has no profit and loss statement. Hence the human mind says, well, if there is no profit, why do it? If I'm not gaining anything, why do it? It has no profit and loss. Know it from the beginning. Because its goal is be one with the one. Gurmukh वणजे केड़ी के, आपे वथ राखे आपे दे. He controls this drama. There are few who play and agree to play joyously, join that drama, and those who are playing this, Nanak jis nadar kare so paa-ay, kar kirpa man vasaavani-aa. Then he sends the grace to those souls who are willing, ready to do this transaction which has no idea of profit and loss. This is the hymn number 28 on page 126. So we'll take a pause here. Thank you all for coming. If anything offended you, I sincerely apologize. And if anything touched you, it is a message from the beyond for yours to take. So now if there are any comments or questions, the lines are still open.